Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So today I'm willing to share with you just some reflection or something which you can think about. What is the purpose of a miracle? Because throughout our literature or our religious literature, we always hear that this prophet performed this miracle, that prophet performed this miracle. And even today, people are talking of miracles, miracles, miracles. Then there is also another miracle which is also attributed to Quran. That's especially the miracle of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in order to try and put things together, we have to first understand what's the purpose of the miracle. The first purpose of the miracle, first and foremost, is to remove of doubt. So if you read the stories of the previous prophets, the people who were following that specific prophet demanded a sign as proof that, okay, you claim that you are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but give us some proof that will remove of doubt from inside our hearts. So with that premise, we're going to say that the purpose of a miracle is to make sure that doubt is removed from the hearts. And the miracles were specifically given to the prophets, because remember, prophets received the word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, let's look at the miracles of the prophets. We have Musa alayhi salam. We all know his miracle. He reached the sea, he grabbed his stick or staff and hit the sea and it separated. That was a miracle. To the extent that even someone who was not following Musa alayhi salam at that time, because if I was there or if you were there and you saw the miracles, the miracle of Musa alayhi salam separating the sea, you will definitely follow Musa alayhi salam and say that yes, indeed, there is no doubt that this one is a prophet from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because he has done something which was so extraordinary, so supernatural, so out of this world. We also have Isa alayhi salam. In the Quran, it is talked about when he performed the miracle of bringing the dead to life, making the blind to see. Then Isa alayhi salam, the next prophet is Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So then we have to ask, what's the miracle of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Obviously, people say the miracle of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the Quran. But first, wait. This Quran cannot separate the seas. This Quran cannot bring the dead to life, because you cannot just take a mushaf and beat someone who was dead and it comes back to life. Those were from before. So I want us to look at this, that as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala progressed in the sending of the prophets, all the previous miracles were for the eyes to see. So someone saw the miracle happening and their hearts were changed and they were convinced. But then there is one limitation to that, is that the people who were present at that time and saw the prophet performing that miracle are the ones who experienced doubt leaving their hearts. Leaving the next generations hearing about the miracle, that okay, I was there when Isa alayhi salam performed this miracle. Then the next generation, your grandfather was there when Isa alayhi salam performed that miracle. So what is it going to end up? It's going to end up being just stories of long time ago. Stories, stories, stories. To the extent that even right now it happens that we tell them, we end up making them stories for our children to talk about. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did something different of the miracle of the Quran. The previous miracles were for the eyes to see, but now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed and made sure that the miracles were for the ears right now. We listen to the Quran, it changes our hearts. Now when we change our hearts, now our thinking is guided by what has been revealed or what has been changed into our hearts. We listen to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because that's what our hearts are yearning. Then whatever we think, whatever we focus, whatever we chase, it's what is going to lead us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ultimate ideal. So, starting first, the purpose of the miracle is to remove doubt inside the hearts. The miracles of the previous generations were only for the eyes to see. But right now we have the miracle of the Quran, which is the miracle of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, it cannot perform to the extent of those miracles, but now the miracle from now up to the day of judgment is just for the ears to listen and our hearts to reflect upon it, and then we align all our goals and our ambitions to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.